It's Matt Carpenter. That's your starting lineup. 30 laps, the distance for the next pit stop. Legends, 4 drivers for the Phil's Propane Triple Crown Championship. And Kyle Souza waves the green flag. We are underway as they roll down into turn number 1.
Corner they go. It is Souza and Tessier battling for the lead early on down into 3. Tessier with the advantage for the corner, but Souza fights back on the bottom as Tessier gets a little squirrely off the corner, down across the middle, and around goes Marco.
Got 26 over Ryan Doucette. Connor Holderback is only 4 points out. Those are your top 5 coming into tonight's action. Connor Souza, Mason Tessier bring the field down off of turn number 4, and look at Batman, lined it up 3 wide down into turn number 1.
Tessier's going to run to the bottom there and close off Newcomb from passing on the bottom. Tessier with a good run down into 3. He's underneath Souza for the lead as they race off of turn number 4. Mason Tessier will lead that lap by an inch. They race down into 1 and 2. He's got Martinez all over his rear.
Batman trying to come up through the pack, takes over the number 2 spot, and down to the inside of the 42 he goes. Tessier slides up the racetrack. They come off of 4 side by side. The 42 holds on that time across the stripe, but off of turn number 2, Batman takes over at the top of the field.
Brandon Martinez to the lead, right in front of Mason Tessier. Connor Souza and Connor Holderback run those 3rd and 4th positions. Holderback looks low on Souza. Souza gets loose, almost goes around, able to save it. It's going to be a big check up there, but everyone's okay, and they keep green.
Holderback really hard on the brakes along with the red car. Looks like the 13 of Burns all lost a whole bunch of positions as they tried not to run over that 38. Up front, Brandon Martinez leads the charge down into turn number 3 over Mason Tessier. Brendan Hammond sits 3rd. Nowak is up to 4th. Bennett rounds out the top 5.
3 of your 4 contenders running 3, 4, 5 right now for the Phil's Propane Triple Crown. Parsons back in that 8th spot, your last contender as they race out of turn number 4. Batman leads the way over Mason Tessier with Brendan Hammond in 3rd. Field strings itself out. Throw your top 10.
Down the backstretch of Mason Tessier having his best run ever. Sits in the number 2 spot. He is yet to finish in the top 3 in the Nick's Pit Stop Legends. And look at him close the gap over the 12 of Hammond, of Martinez. They head down into 3 and 4, just a car length between them down through the corners.
Yeah, for as fast as Batman has been, Mason Tessier is showing he has some speed in that 42. He is right up on the rear bumper of Brandon Martinez as they race out of turn number 2 with 21 to go. Down into 3. Martinez holds that bottom line as Tessier closes the gap. Martinez storms across the line, 20 to go.
Down off of turn number 2, the 2 leaders run nose to tail down the back stretch. They have opened up a 5-car length cushion over the 7 of Hammond. Nowak, Bennett round out the top 5. Doucette sits in the 6th spot. 7th is Parsons. Shiley Martinez is 8th. 9th is the 71 of Paul Newcomb. The 38 of Connor Holderback taking that spot away. He's up to 9th. Newcomb back to 10th.
A race inside the race. Brendan Hammond leads the way for the Triple Crown. Kevin Nowak about 4 car lengths back as they race down the back. Can he close that gap on 3rd? As they race out of turn number 4, it's still Batman out front of Mason Tessier. Hammond closing that gap to 2nd.
Little by little, Hammond is closing in the gap on the top 2 as they come off of turn number 2. Sits about 3 car lengths behind that black number 42. Down across the stripe, 16 laps to go. 14 laps complete as the field stretches itself out around the 3rd mile. Josh Parsons going to work on the 77 of Ryan Doucette in the battle for 6th down into 3 and 4.
That last lap, both Tessier and Hammond were faster than your leader, Martinez. They cross another one off the board. That top 3 very close together. Tessier loses a little coming out of 2. Batman able to open up that gap down into 3 and 4.
Tessier got up on the berm, upset that number 42 just a little bit. That allowed him to close in the gap right up to the tail end. It also gives Martinez a little bit of a cushion over the rest of the field. Treble down off of turn number 4. Roddy Burns in the 13 goes around.
Down the race for the feature win. Hammond out front. 2nd place, Mason Tessier as they roll through 3 and 4. getting ready to go green. They hit the box on the throttles, and off they go. It's Batman to the lead with a good jump here as Hammond and Tessier battle for second.
Side by side for the number 2 spot. All of a sudden, Peter Bennett gets a run down low, looking for third. Slides by the 53 of Nowak, sets his sights on the 42 of Tessier. That's the battle for the number 3 spot down into turn number 1.
Tessier almost came down there on the 53 last time around, but both kind of backed off, not trying to wreck a whole bunch of cars as Tessier battling Peter Bennett for that third spot. He's able to clear him. Can he get down in front of him? Not quite. Now he does out of turn number 2. Bennett to 4th and Nowak to 5th. Hammond now trying to chase down your leader out of 3.
Battle for that number 5 spot. Josh Parsons all over the 53 of Nowak. Kevin sits there in that 5th position as they hit turn number 1. Nose to tail of the top 8 cars down the backstretch at 38 of Connor Souza. Taking a look to the inside of Charlie Martinez. They've got the 24 of Carpenter all over the back bumper. Carpenter has the back end snap out from underneath.
Holder back. Martinez, Shiley that is, and the 38 of Souza, your top 10. Field rows out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air, and they're off down into 1. It's Martinez with another good jump. Hammond trying to fight back on the outside. He's going to take second and hold on to it. Now they race into 3.
Mason Tessier in the 42 hanging on down low as Peter Bennett works that outside groove. Kevin Nowak right there in the fight. They race side by side. Trouble between Wood and the 79, the 24 of Carpenter.
Pit stop legends. Martinez and Hammond, your front row. Who will win the restart this time? Can Martinez do it again, or will Hammond counter? In battle for that lead down into the corner. Off of turn number 4 they come. Green flag in the air. They're about even across the stripe and into 1. Martinez with a bit of an edge off the corner, and they race down the backstretch into 3.
Mason Tessier down to the inside of the 7 as they come off of turn number 4. Tessier up to second. Hammond now has to hold on to the Triple Crown title. Bennett down low, takes over that 3rd spot, takes over the lead in the Triple Crown Championship.
Peter Bennett in that 3rd spot's going to take it away as all 4 bunched up 3rd through 6th. Nowak now on the tail of Bennett, underneath Hammond, and here comes Parsons to get underneath Hammond as well as they race down the back, your top 6. Bumper to bumper through the corner.
7 laps to go, this time across the stripe, and Martinez continues to hold on at the top of the field as the 42 of Mason Tessier sits in the number 2 spot. 3rd is Peter Bennett. 4th is Kevin Nowak. Josh Parsons rounds out the top 5 as they cross the stripe. 6 laps remaining down into 1, and Hammond backsliding on the top side, looking back into the 7th position.
Down through the corner they come. Tessier gets big time loose off turn number 4. He's able to hold it though, but that gives a run to Peter Bennett on that outside lane. Bennett to the outside of Tessier. Tessier holds on, but that opens the gap. Brandon Martinez out to about a 6-car length lead through the corner. Contact between the 2. Trouble in turn number 4.
Tessier and Bennett get together.
Nowak get the restart to take the lead.
Parsons lined up in the 3rd spot with Doucette and Hammond back up inside the top 5. 5 laps to go as we get ready to roll off of turn number 4 up on the throttle. Batman gets the jump. Parsons down to the inside of Nowak. Hammond is right there. 3 cars dogfighting down into turn number 1.
What a battle it is for that 2nd spot. Parsons off the corner now in 2nd place, trying to chase down your leader, Brandon Martinez. Big time smoke on the front out of the 71 of Newcomb. Will we see our first sweep of the Triple Crown? If we will, they'll have to get by Batman to do it.
Field winding up and getting ready to thunder off of turn number 4. Kyle Souza looks the field over, up on the throttle. Parsons gets the jump. Nowak down to the inside. They race down into 1. Martinez looking for the lead back down the back straightaway.
Nowak had to back off just a little bit there because Martinez didn't open the door enough. Now through 3 and 4. Parsons still alongside Martinez. Looks for a crossover down into 1. Martinez shuts the door with 3 to go through the corner.
Parsons settles up in the 2 spot. Nowak trying to hold off the challenges of the number 7 of Brendan Hammond. Hammond drops in right behind the 53. Connor Holderback up top looking for top 5. He's got Rowdy Burns right up on the outside behind him.
Parsons all over the rear bumper of Martinez throughout the track as they roll down into 3 and 4. Martinez still leads the way. White flag in the air for Batman as they race into 1.
Batman trying to win the race. Parsons trying to win the first propane Triple Crown title. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag goes high in the air. Brandon Martinez picks up win number 2 on the season, and picking up the first propane Triple Crown championship is...
2 restarts he had to win, but he ended up coming home with a checker.
Yeah, overall it was just a great race. You know, we lucked out and started in a great position, and just how things played out in the first few laps, we were lucky enough to take away, you know, the lead and hold it off for a lot of the race. And I mean, you know, being in the lead, you're worried about the people behind you every restart. I'm looking at the lineup, seeing who's there, and you know, there's some tough competition there.
What's your key to these restarts when you have a different guy on your outside every single time? Do you know how to race certain guys on their restarts, or do you just go for the same strategy every time?
I don't really work anything different for anybody else. It's really just whatever works most comfortable for me, and that's about it.
Well, what do you want to thank her to help you get to victory lane tonight?
Of course, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Maddie Ward. I'd like to thank my dad, of course, my whole family, really, my mom, my sister, my brother, my stepbrother. I can't thank everybody enough. I'd like to thank LJM Contracting and Mikey's Motorsports. You know, everybody that works on this car works day in, night on this car whenever there's free time after, you know, 12-hour days of everybody working shifts of actual work.
Well, you just came up short on taking down Batman, but you still come home a Triple Crown champion. How does that one feel?
It feels pretty good. I mean, I definitely had him, but it happens. You just kind of get caught up in the moment. If that last restart didn't happen, we probably would have had a better shot, but you know, he races me clean, I race him clean. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize either of our spots. We're both always raced clean. I've been racing with him for 3.5 years now. It's just constantly, that's what good sportsmanship is. You don't want to ruin anybody else's race. So, nothing I could do.
Now, how much were you, obviously it's a race in a race for the Triple Crown, how much were you paying attention to not only who you got to try to pass to win the feature, but who you got to race around you as they're starting next to you every restart?
You know, that doesn't really make a difference to me. It's just kind of, I just always try to keep my nose clean, make sure everything that's perfect every time. We like to try and, you know, race for points because we're after the championship here. So we just do our best. The restarts don't matter as much as long as there's no accidents on the start, we'll be okay.
Well, you come home in second. That definitely helps your point race for the championship. Who do you want to thank here for getting you to this point in the season?
I want to thank Triple G Scaffold, Deere, Carter & Sullivan Builders, my mom and dad, Crossroads Auto Collision, Norwood Printing, J. Parsons Trucking, Rodman Ford. I also want to give a big shout out to Nick Lascola Racing for giving me a bad fast race car every week, Nick's Pit Stop, and all my other fans, family, and friends that come out to support me every week.